When Team USA runs the men's 4x4 at any World Championship event, the only acceptable result is supposed to be a gold medal. This is one of those moments where I had no intentions on making this video because I never thought it would come to this, but here we are. While the relays are still going, let me tell you, I'm going to comment on other things later today, and the women's 4x4s are actually going as I speak. But I watched the preliminary rounds for the men's 4x4, with Team USA's men in the first heat, and nothing went according to plan. As a matter of fact, it crashed and burned, but you deserve to know what actually happened because I watched the entire thing and then I watched it back. So with that in mind, I'm just going to go to the beginning of the story. I apologize in advance because there won't be a whole lot of editing. I'm just trying to let you know what actually happened. There's going to be an appeal for whatever went down, and maybe that appeal will help to get Team USA into the final. From what I can tell, they were not going to make the final anyway, or at least it was very spotty regardless of whether the debacle happened. But here we are. So, Team USA goes out there, and the team that we put out was Chris Bailey, Desirez Smith, Bryce Deadman, and Genoa McIver. I'm not going to get into the accolades for each of these guys. I'll share some little points here and there. Chris Bailey runs his first leg, and everything is, I guess the term I was going to reach for was copacetic. Everything is basic. It's going about how it's supposed to. When he hands off, America is more or less tied for the lead with South Africa. This is all visually if you're watching the handoffs. And Chris Bailey was in the Olympic final. He didn't make the World Championship final here, but we know how good he is, how capable he is as a runner. The second leg is Desirez Smith. And this is where things, this is when it goes left. Because he runs his leg and he starts to fade, like he ends up in third. Then he ends up running all the way out in lane 3 or what have you, because he's basically trying to hold fourth position. So that's very important. Like, he doesn't have a pole position at this point, and he starts dropping back, but ultimately he's still jockeying for about fourth position. And you've got Kenya on his outside and Zambia on his inside. The thing is, when they come to the exchange, Team USA is actually in the second position. So now the runner from Zambia has to cross over with him in order to get to, or to give off the stick. What Zambia does is they take the aggressive part, the aggressive moment, where they push past him, maybe not physically, but they reach past him and cross over his body. At which point, Desirez Smith, can't really make a pass because somebody's arm is literally waving in front of him. I'm not making this up. This is actually what's happening. I don't know if you'll ever get to see the highlight, but hey, it is what it is. I'll try to show you a screenshot or something, but this is what we're doing. Now he's reaching back. He's trying to figure out how to get around him. Kenya and everybody else is starting to move. They're out. And Bryce Deadman has to pump the brakes, try to reach back. Eventually he gets the stick, and then he takes off. At which point, America is now in 7th of 8 teams. This is the preliminary round for a 4x4, where America has to go top 3 to automatically qualify for the final, and then there's 2 time qualifiers. But you can tell that with all this mess, this is probably not going to be the fastest heat. So Bryce Deadman does the best he can, I guess. Has to make up a whole bunch of ground quickly. It doesn't quite go all that well. By the time he passes the stick off again, America is now distantly in 7th. Genoa McIver does the same thing, tries to make up as much ground as he possibly can, runs valiantly, but by the time it's all done, America, moves up to maybe 3rd, 4th, something like that, and then fades all the way back down to 6th. And that's the race. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, and if you really want to know what's going on with the fastest athletes in the world, then you are in the right place. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. I could tell you about, who won, and at the end of the day, this is a preliminary heat, and America was supposed to qualify. But, yes, there's going to be an appeal. Waiting to see it. From what I can tell, Zambia still finished at the back of the race anyway at the look at the results. I first thought they were disqualified, and they could move up America a spot or something, and then I realized they just lost. When it was done, Zambia just lost. And I'm not here to attack any of the athletes who are on the team. Trust me, I did some digging, because I recognized every name on that relay except one of them. Hey, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not trying to attack the athletes. What I am saying is that we had enough talent to make the final. But, obviously, something went wrong. At the World Relays, this is not the first time, something went wrong. Team USA did not make the final of the 4x4 at the World Relays. It actually didn't happen. We actually went out there with a team that, on paper, was even more talented than the guys we just sent to run the preliminary heats for the 4x4 at the World Championship meet. So, if you really believe that the World Championship track meet is a big deal for America, I'm not saying that some of the athletes don't take it seriously on an individual level, but the state of our relay program, I'm not throwing shots at any one individual. I'm talking about the system that is created. It makes it abundantly clear this is not a priority. Because you're watching guys who never run together on a relay as a foursome, passes that have never happened competitively. We send a team to World Relays, and those guys aren't the guys who are here for a bunch of reasons. And you can't even get out of the preliminary heats. Even before we got to the moment of that second baton pass, America was not winning the race. They weren't in first, they weren't in second, and they were jockeying for third, but to be real with you, just on straight speed, they were in fourth when this all goes down. Just being real about it. So we can complain all we want, but it's not like they were in an automatic qualifying spot and then something goes left. They were fighting to get to one. And that's not supposed to happen when, to be real with you, America has the deepest bench when it comes to running the 400 of anybody in the world. I mean, I dare anybody to challenge me on that when it comes to just the sheer number of runners who can go fast in the 400. Something keeps going wrong. They did file a formal protest. It has to go through an adjudication process, whatever that means. Whoever's evaluating that is not a team of Americans, just to clarify. So they won't be biased. And it's hard for me to understand what they're hoping to be the result. Do they want to just run the race again? Like run it by themselves? Like, again, I don't know what the end result is, but it's not like they were a lock to qualify and then something happens and you can just move them up. If you move them up one spot, if you move them up 2 spots, they still wouldn't qualify. Because they're in 6th when the race is done. And the team that would have, been DQ'd ahead of them is behind them when the race is over. Let that sink in. So I'm just trying to understand how an appeal is going to make that much of a difference. I'd love to see Team USA in the final, and I'm pretty sure we're going to swap some new people in after watching that. Again, no attack on any of the athletes. But this is the world we're living in. I'm just going to assume that the women of Team USA are going to handle business in the first round. Why? Because after watching that, because I'm pretty sure they're aware, they know you don't want to play in the prelims. You had better win your heat. Get out. Get out fast. Win your way to the pole on that second leg. And then don't look back. Do not play with these other nations. Because although we might have the deepest bench, that's not relevant. You only get to put 4 people out there. This is the 4x4, not even a 4x1. I'm definitely holding my breath for the 4x1s, and you will hear my voice on it. But for now, this is the world we're living in, where Team USA's men, as far as I know, this is the first time ever, at a world championship, they're likely not gonna be in the final for the 4x4. And this is the same nation that definitely has the gold standard in that event. Because we did something in Paris that certainly looked like we were handling business. But right now, I don't know what that was. And I do apologize that this video is incredibly raw. It is a true reaction, but you deserve to know what happened. In the sport of track and field, confidence is everything, because when you win, that is just the moment when everybody else finds out what you already knew to be true, that fast is a lifestyle. Get your fast is a lifestyle track and field gear at scarecruiting.com/shop, or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.